Welcome to Gundam Breaker Free. In this video I'm going to be showing you how to buy the game, as it can be a little bit difficult to get hold of if you're outside of Asia. Now I'm going to be taking you through the different options for buying the physical as well as the digital copy, and if you're interested in a digital copy then you too can be playing this game in English within the next 30 minutes after watching this video. So first of all, there are two different versions of the game. The base game has the RX-78 in colour on the cover, and then you get the Breaker edition, which is the base game plus all 6 DLC released so far. It's also available on two different systems, so the PS4 and the Vita version is available. The PS4 version is going to be a lot quicker to load, it's going to have a lot better graphics, but both games actually have pretty much the same content. They are also cross-save compatible as well, so that's really good news. It's a similar system to Final Fantasy X HD or something like Borderlands, where you can take your save, upload it to the cloud, then download it onto the other system, say your Vita, and take it on the go. So really good stuff there. To add to the complication, both versions of the game also comes in 3 different languages. So you've got your original native Japanese edition, which will be the cheapest because it's the most common. Next up you've got your Chinese subbed edition, and then finally you can also get hold of the English sub edition as well. I'm telling you this because it's quite easy to make a mistake, and just be careful of this when you're making an order. The site I'm on right now, by the way, is PlayAsia, as you can see from the title. The prices here reflect the fact that these are going to be imports for most people. So you've got the Break edition in English over here, out of stock at the moment, but it's probably going to retail for around about £60 in English money. Other places where you can get this from are the usual suspects like Amazon and eBay. Again, they're going to be running into around about the £60 mark, something like that for the physical version of the Break edition. Again, I would highly recommend you buy the Break edition over the base one given the chance, because the DLC is actually installed onto the disc and you don't need to mess around with DLC downloading from various PSN stores from different countries. That's everything to do with the physical copies. Now I'm going to show you how to get hold of the digital version, and there's only one place that I know of where you can get hold of this, and that is going to be the Singapore PSN online store. So you can see there it's 79, call it 80 SGD, that's Singapore dollars, and that translates to around about 60 US dollars or around about 45 English pounds. So you can see there that's definitely a decent saving from importing the physical copy. The downside of course is that you can't really sell this on, and having a physical box is a bit of a collector's item in my mind, so that's always a plus. I'm going to be talking about how to sign up to a Singapore PSN account shortly to buy and download this game to play in English. But first of all I'm going to show you guys how to switch accounts, because some of you may not realise that you can change from one account in one country to a different account to another country entirely different. So what you do is go to your PS4 menu, go to the power options on the far right, click that, go to switch user, and then if you have a different profile you can switch to that from there. So here I've made a UK account, which is my default one that I play on, and then I've made a Hong Kong account here just for demonstration purposes. So if you wanted the Chinese version, this is one way of doing it. You would switch accounts like that, go to the PSN store. Now remember, we are in the Hong Kong version now, so when this loads up I will show you. So as you know, in the UK version you cannot download this game, but now that we've switched to the Hong Kong version we can just do a quick search for Gundam, and you'll see there's two games. There's Versus, actually G Generation as well, but then the Break edition, which is what we are interested in. If you click on that you will see that we are now in the Hong Kong version, $449, which is pretty much 45 English money these days, and you can download this right now to play, and it will be in Chinese, as you can see. So if you wanted the Japanese version you would sign into your Japanese PSN account and do the same thing, but for now we're going to show you how to go into the Singapore account so that you can download this game in English. So to download the game in English, I'm going to run you through how to make a Singapore account from scratch. So to do that, click on New User, create New User, press Accept and Next. Then on the screen you don't want to be signing in, so you click on New to PlayStation Network. And then once you press sign up now, you'll be presented with a list of all the countries. In this case we are looking for Singapore. You can keep the language as English if you want to make it more convenient. The date, just put in anything, and the year, say 1990, and press next. Now the postcode just needs to be 4 digits, so like that, and the city again, I don't think they really do a check, so press whatever you want, press next. And here you need an email address, which is something that will actually work and you can access, because they will send you a verification link that you need to press on. On this screen you're creating a new PSN ID, so I recommend you choose something slightly different to indicate the country you're using. Press next. And just confirm all of these. You can leave these all as defaults. Then press Accept on the next screen. And this is where you need an actual email address that you entered in earlier to verify the link. If you just press it now without verifying, it will come up with this error message. So all you have to do is go off the email and verify. And that is your Singapore PSN account all set up. And just press do this later for the next 2 questions. And if you skip past all of these, you'll eventually make it to the dashboard. So now we have a brand new PS4 dashboard on the Singapore account, and to get the game we go to the PlayStation Store as before, do a search for the game, and you may find that this is slightly slower than what you're used to because it's going through the Singapore PSN account. But once you find the game, you click on that and you'll find that this will be available in English. So there you go, you can see right there, Break Edition, English version, and this is for $69.90 Singapore dollars. So what you need to do at this point to get some account credit onto this account, you can either go to websites like I mentioned before, the PlayAsia website from the beginning of the video. There you can actually buy prepaid PSN credits. You can just buy that online and get that delivered to you. You can enter the voucher from the PSN store using this menu here, and you'll redeem a code for whatever the amount is that you bought. Once that code and credit is loaded into your account, you'll see it in the top right of the screen right now where it says wallet balance, and you'll be able to download that game straight to your PlayStation. Now I'm not sure if this also works, but on my UK account I have my PayPal linked to that, and I can pay for anything through PSN using my PayPal account, so you may find some luck with that, but I haven't tested that, so I can't say for sure. You may notice that right now, even though I am in this Singapore account that I've just made, I still have access to all the games that I play on my standard UK account. And the reason for this is because my standard UK account is the one that I've made as my primary PS4, and any account set as your primary PS4, you have access to all of those games that you've paid for on any other account that you've signed in for. And you do that by, well, the reason I'm mentioning this, is because once you buy the game on the Singapore account, it will be playable on this account obviously, But if you're like me, you want to have all the achievements and spend most of your playtime on your primary account so you have all your friends online and whatnot, then what you need to do is set this PlayStation as the primary PS4, and you do that by clicking into Settings, PlayStation Account Management, and activate as your primary PS4. And right now I have my UK account active, so I'm not going to do that right now, but what you would need to do if you wanted to play the English version of Gundam Breaker 3, which you've just downloaded on the Singapore PSN, you would need to make that active so that you can play it whilst you're logged into your main other account, wherever that happens to be. Sometimes if you're doing a lot of account switching and you're doing a lot of activating and deactivating of your primary PS4, then the system can get confused every now and again. So to rectify any problems that you may run into, such as locked games and things like that, what you do is you go into the same PlayStation Network account management screen and you press Restore Licenses. Now what this does is it just basically reattaches whatever licensed games that you've bought on each account. And one last little tip I have if you ever run into any locked games or licensing issues is to only have one active primary PS4 at a time. So if you make this one active, your Singapore one, so that you can play the Gundam Breaker 3 game on all your other accounts, then make sure you deactivate the other ones aside from the Singapore one. And then when you want to eventually retrieve your primary account, set that one as active and then turn all the other ones, including the Singapore one, as deactive. So that's everything on how to get the game in English. Thank you very much for watching. If you're interested in more videos, then look at the playlist that I have for Gundam Breaker 3. If you're interested in the Gunpla, then check out my channel, which has all kinds of videos on building the models themselves.